singer this too hard.
It's a great day, sports world. What's up to all the sports lovers, the haters, the addicts, and the fanatics out there? This is Larry Pattis for GT365. That's Game Time 365 Sports right here on the GTSN. It's the Game Time Sports Network. Amon, what's up, man? We back here, episode 10, man. How you doing today, brother?
I'm doing good, man. I'm running behind, man, but I'm here, man. I'm doing well. How about yourself?
All right, all right. A little late one, you know what I'm saying? But, we ain't going to be on here too long. You guys, we were just going to recap preseason week 3 and then go through some of the hot topics today, like some players getting traded, some players getting the suspension, some players being named the starters. So I'm going to get Amon's thoughts on it and my thoughts on it as well. And we're going to get on up out of here, though. You ready, man?
Yeah, let's get it, man.
So Thursday, August 21st, you had the Steelers defeat the Panthers 19-10. You had the Giants defeat the Patriots 42-10. Anything in those two games that you felt that stands out to you?
Nah, not so much the first game. It was status quo. It was just about seeing which I know Dan Morgan was on the telecast with the Panthers. He was like trying to find the best 53 for his team, and he was saying, "Hey, some of the guys are gonna try to get back on the practice squad." Nothing really stuck out to me. No player stuck out to me for that game. It kind of sucks. We got Logan Woodside again for Pittsburgh. We couldn't see my boy Will Howard. He's been hurt, unfortunately. But yeah, nothing from that game that really stuck out to me. None of the starters really played, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't see them on my end. Maybe I came in because I was late. But then the second game, of course,
Oh, before you go to the second game, Yahweh Black, 2 sacks. I see what the Steelers are doing, plus getting Derek Harmon. I think he's hurt right now, but
yes.
Yahweh Black, like what a performance from him, the 2 sacks. But you can go ahead.
Yeah, in the second game, of course, it was all about Jackson Dart. I know you kind of gloated over. I know you got a little love fest for Jackson Dart. So I mean, it was about
See him
him and
slinging that thing, man.
yeah, I seen him slinging that thing to second stringers or whatever the case would be. But hey, man, you do what you got to do, man, and make your impact on the roster and state your claim to be day one starter. Even though Russ has been announced already that he is the starter, so it was all about Jackson Dart, putting on a show. And yeah, man, it was everybody fighting for a job. Last game of the preseason, some dreams come true, some dreams get crushed. But those two games, nothing crazy that popped out to me.
I got a question. So
Yeah.
how far in the season do you think Jackson Dart gets to start? Like what week do you think?
Always okay. So you asking me this question as if Russ kind of start like to tail off or whatever the case for me. We're basing it off that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Knowing that both the GM and the head coach, knowing that they got a microscope on them, like what week do you pull it and say, you know what? Let's see what we got.
if the Giants start 0-3, 0-4, I say about week 6 maybe they go ahead and say, okay, all right, we know where we at. It's probably we on life support now. Let's go ahead and let's see. Everybody want to see the kid. Let's see the kid. So I'd say about week 5, week 6, if they start off shaky and 0-4, 1-3. But if they're like 2-2, 3-3, whatever the case may be, yeah, Russell's going to play to the wheels start to tumble a little bit. So I'd say about week 5, week 6.
Yeah, I say that too. Week 5, I think they played New Orleans.
Yeah, so
And
that'll
then
be
right
the
after,
first game if that if they do slip up or whatever. New Orleans is the perfect game to drop him in and say, okay, all right, this is your first start. Like, yes, we know it's New Orleans. So, I mean, if you're going to put him in to start a game, that will be the team to, give him some runway with. No disrespect to New Orleans, but I'm sorry, guys.
and I hate that. I know we're going off the rails here a little bit, but I hate that. because you're gonna have to see the competition eventually. So like, why put him in the soft spot game where you know he's gonna dominate, and then for a week we gotta sit here and talk about how good Jackson Dart looked against the New Orleans Saints, versus you putting him against the Eagles, which I know is not the right choice for a rookie, but in my eyes, just knowing that the thin ice that they're on right now, it's like, why not? Why not just go ahead and pull the trigger? I think I'm off of Facebook right now, and I do not know why. But we can go ahead and go on to the other games real quick. Philly defeating the Jets 19-17. Um, you had the Cowboys defeat the Falcons 31-13. The Titans beating the Vikings 23-13, and the Bears defeating the Chiefs 29-27 in those Friday games. Anything that pointed out to you in that?
Nah, nothing really besides Michael sleeping on the bench, in the Cowboys game. Uh, like he's sleeping on the bench. That's the story of that game. Is like Micah, and then the Chiefs, and Bears game. Caleb played solid. Tyson Bajan was able to come back and get a game winning. Was it Tyson Bajan? I don't know who the quarterback was at the time for the Bears. I could be wrong, but he was able to come back and get a game winning drive for them to win the game. And then
Yeah, it was
Patrick Mahomes,
amazing.
it was Bajan, and
Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes doing Patrick Mahomes things. Got up a quick 10-0 lead, made some plays, get him out there. You don't want to risk nothing this late in the preseason. And congratulations to Mr. Kelsey and Miss Swift. It's big news coming through the waves of the NFL world, the entertainment world yesterday. So that means, for us AFC West fans, we know the end is near for Travis Kelsey, and he's going to be a family man probably here in the next year or so. So this might be
yeah,
the last ride for Kelsey, man. And you always know what
not
I
lying.
say about Travis Kelsey. He's the head of the snake over there in Kansas City. So once he leaves, hey man, the dominoes might stand to dropping. Maybe a little hope for us here after all.
Yeah, we won't miss him.
I definitely won't.
uh, so let me scratch on Cam Ward real quick because he was 3 for 4, 36 yards. So going into the game against Denver, how do you how confident do you feel, like, not saying that he's going to win or anything like that, but how confident do you feel his performance going into week one? Cam Ward.
Um, I feel pretty good that he's going to have an okay performance. It's not going to be world beating. It's not going to be, oh my god, look at the stat sheet or look at the stat score or whatever the case may be on ESPN Monday morning. I think you can see a solid game. You're going to see some hiccups only because they're playing on like young guys. They're playing Kim Ward, they're playing Gunningham, Eric Alamana. I can't pronounce his name right now. They're going to play their young guys, and they're going to struggle against Patrick Surtain and that defense. You know what I mean? But so I don't expect anything too great. I will be shocked if they went into Mile High and won. But I expect him to, get his welcome to the NFL moment when the speed of the game ramps up another notch or two than what he's been seeing in camp and in preseason. So I mean, he's gonna be okay. I mean, hey, if you're gonna introduce yourself to the NFL and you're gonna be like, okay, this is a real defense I'm playing against. That's probably one of the defenses that you would like. Okay, if I can hold my own versus this defense, and they don't have a whole bunch of household names to where they were like, ooh, 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 it's just Patty Surtain and company. If I can
Yeah,
hold my own versus that defense, not say I'm gonna throw for 3 touchdowns. If you come out there and you play, you complete 63% of your passes, throw a touchdown or two, and maybe have a pick or two. I say, hey, that was a successful debut for him in a losing effort. But you never know how these rookies are when the lights are really on. It's different from college, of course. But yeah, we'll see here in what 10 days, 11 days, whatever how many days it is.
yeah, I see what you're saying. If that's a defense to face and get you ready for your NFL career for the season, that's a defense that you will want to face right there, being one of the top defenses in the league.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so it makes it better for him going down the stretch. Going to sweep through these things here, man. Saturday games, you had the Broncos defeating the Saints 28-19. The Ravens holding the Commanders to 3 points, 30-3. In that contest, the Colts defeating the Bengals 41-14. The Browns defeating the Rams 19-17. How the Shador, how they handled the Shador situation are, I'm not in favor of that, and especially like you releasing Snoop Huntley after the fact too. What was your thoughts on that?
By the situation in the whole, or just that game versus the Rams, how they
Yeah,
handle.
like why did Shador get you know the snaps? I feel like you know why did he get the snaps that Dylan Gabriel got?
Man, I mean, it's just the way the pecking order is, bro. I mean, it's how the depth
Or
chart.
or like why didn't he finish the game? Simple as that. Like Snoop Huntley, you're releasing him. So
So I have two I have two answers for that. I mean, it's just the way the coaching staff see the depth chart as at quarterback, because we have to realize that Shador was a fifth round pick. It's not like he was a second round pick playing with second round players. He was a fifth round pick playing with fifth round players. So I understand, how he's, the depth chart or whatever the case may be. Has Dylan played him a little better? Outplay him? That's debatable. It depends on who you ask. But
yeah,
the way that situation was handled, I don't understand why you let Shador get the 2 minute drill. You take him out before the 2 minute drill and you put Snoop Huntley in there, knowing that you won't keep Snoop Huntley. Maybe he could have showed you something like, I don't know if they were trying to put him on, display for other franchises. Say, hey, can we get a late round pick or anything like that for Snoop? They let him go, and obviously they traded Kenny Pickett to the Raiders for a fifth, so they got back what they gave up. So Cleveland got back what they gave up for Kenny Pickett in the offseason. So, but I don't like the way they handled that Shador situation. I mean, he's QB3 in the depth chart. I mean, it's not like he didn't make the roster. Yes, he did make the roster. So, but it's gonna be a month for him to climb to get some playing time this year. I always, me, I always said that, hey, the fans are gonna want to see Shador because they're gonna go impatient. But too many things have to go wrong for them this year to have Shador see the field. Like Flacco has maybe something has to happen to Flacco, or injury, and Dylan Gabriel, they got to be like 1 in 12 or whatever the case may be, like for to see Shador. And by that time, they're already in the market for a quarterback next year anyway. So I mean, I just didn't like the way they handled that situation.
uh, going to the Lions game. One thing I wanted to point out: Isaac Tesla, 3 touchdowns in the preseason. I think he's gonna be a little target over there for old Jared Goff.
Yeah, man, they got weapons, man. They got Tesla, JMO, Amon. They traded Tim Patrick. He's not there no more.
Right. Still
Because of
got
Tesla's play, that would see you. That's a spot that
yep.
you play good. Say somebody got to go. Then
Oh,
you have
don't forget the tight ends.
Sam Porter. Yeah, you got little Porter. He's a dog, man. So and Jameer and Montgomery. So I mean, it's loaded over there for sure. So Tesla's played well this preseason. I'm very surprised.
Packers defeated the Seahawks 20-7. Dolphins get the win over the Jaguars 14-6. Bills beat the Buccaneers 23-19. The 49ers defeated the Chargers 30-23. And then the Cardinals defeated the Raiders 20-10. Um, going into your games in specific, just your thoughts. How did you feel about your team's play in the third preseason game?
The offense is a lot. The offense is ahead of the defense, in my opinion. Um, the offensive line is kind of put together. They're solid. We know who the running backs are now. We know the receiving core is young. Jacoby Myers, that situation is a little. We don't know what's going to happen. He's practicing. So the offense is definitely ahead of the defense. Depth at corner worries me. and depth along the D line worries me a little bit, especially the interior with Adam Butler and two rookies, JJ Pegues and Tonka Hemingway. They're rookies, so they're going to be acclimated to the to real live reps here in a couple Sundays. But that those are the two positions that bother me. The defense in general. But
Hold on.
go ahead.
Quick question. You said depth at corner, right?
Yeah,
So you just traded your cornerback to Philly, am I correct? Jacorian Bennett.
right.
So what was that? Because we haven't been on the pod since that happened. Uh, what do you how do you, what was that whole thing about? If why didn't they keep him?
So Jacorian, he played well for us last year, but injuries, he tore his labrum last year. And he just I think this offseason was the offseason that he was to get fully healthy. But if you know Pete Carroll and how he runs his defenses, they're all 6'2", 6'3" corners and above. He has a certain threshold of height, weight, speed with his corners. And Jacorian just didn't fit that, as you can tell. They drafted Darian Porter. He's 6'3", 196. Eric Stokes, I think he's like 6'2", one something. So he
He
didn't
loves them tall corners, man.
he loves to think about it. Back in Seattle, he had Sherm. Remember he had what's my boy Maxwell on the other side. He had Bam Bam. He
Yep.
had Earl. He had all those guys. You know, they were tall guys. So that's the reason Jacorian got dealt. And then plus we had a need at defensive tackle, and with the Christian Wilkins saga that happened over the offseason with the voided contract and then not have Green to have the foot surgery, whatever the case may be. So that it kind of made sense for us to trade him to get something back that we were lacking on the defensive line. So that was that situation in a nutshell. If you know if that answers your question.
Okay. Okay. Uh, I think we're ready to go to some of the today's topics and recent transactions and everything that had happened. Uh, First thing I want to touch on with Rasheed Rice being suspended 6 games. You kind of figure, and he's going to do the 6 games at the start of the season. So you get him back around October, whatever week that is. But
Week
still, right?
week
Like
7.
so you still get him within the 10 week range. Like this, Chiefs doing Chiefs thing. So go ahead and get that one out the way. I can see that happening. Any thoughts on that?
No, man, the suspicion had to be served sooner or later. And I don't know if I don't have the Chiefs schedule in front of me, but I feel like they did well without him last year, being hurt. So if you're gonna take your lumps, take it now at the beginning of the season. You still remember you didn't have Hollywood last year. He'll be back. You got Juju still there. You got Kelsey still there. You got what's my other boy name? Xavier Worthy still there. They don't have Sky Moore no more. They traded him to San Francisco. So you
The
still have still have a surplus of weapons. You got Pacheco, you got Kareem Hunt, you got my boy Watson, the other tight end. So you have a surplus of weapons. Yes, you're going to miss Rasheed Rice's presence on the field as your quote unquote. We know Kelsey's number one, but receiver wise, Rasheed will be your number one. But I think they can, and they have shown that they can hold the ship down until he gets back. So I think it was a smart play to go and take your games in the beginning of the year, give you more time to heal up, load up, get healthy, and be ready to roll when the stretch comes October 7th or week 7th or whatever it is that they play the Raiders when he was able to return.
they also got Jalen Royals, the rookie. But I think he didn't really have too much of a good productive preseason. I think it's one game where I think it's like one catch for like 9 yards or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you still have him. Oh, you got Tyquan Thornton
Their former second round pick from New England, right?
from New England.
All right, yeah.
So man, Patrick Mahomes, look at the speed. Just look at
Like I said,
this.
yeah, like when he had speed with Tyreek, man, that was a light show. Remember they had Tyreek, Miko,
Yeah.
who else was on that team? I think Sammy Watkins was on that team, if I'm not
Yep.
mistaken. Yeah,
Yep.
it was a light show.
Yep.
So I mean, it's there. It's just with lesser household names, if that makes sense. So.
So the next topic, the Colts are not trading Anthony Richardson, by the way. That's what Chris Ballard said, the GM for the Colts.
Okay.
He, yeah, I can kind of see that, but he says that now. Who knows? Who's to say he won't say that later on down the year or next year around the time? Uh, the Ravens signed Kyle Hamilton to a
Mm,
record 4 year, $100.4 million contract, making him the highest paid safety in the league. What's your thoughts on that?
well deserved.
Yeah,
Well deserved. And like I say, man, like Eric DeCosta in that front office, they do it every year with a player that don't supposed to be there when they pick him and they turn to gold. All
yeah.
because he ran a I don't know, he ran a slow 40 or whatever. And it was like, oh, he failed. Brother, man, let me tell you something. When he put on that, when you put on Cal Helms' Notre Dame tape, you like, yo, who is this guy getting from the far hash to the sideline like that?
Yes,
That sometimes,
yes.
and you know, and it's like, okay, yeah, you take that guy, and it's like sometimes people, or like I said, I'm not a professional, whatever the case may be. I don't know what's in it. I'm not in their shoes, but sometimes people always overthink things. It's like he ran a 4.6, whatever. But bro, what safety in the league right now can cover like he cover? Nobody. And you just don't overthink that. He was BPA. If he was supposed to go top 10, you didn't take him, then that's a organizational failure on you. And that's why the teams like Baltimore, Detroit, um, Kansas City, Buffalo, that's why they're always in the tournament every year in January. They just pick players that fall for no apparent reason, maybe because they don't fit your scheme or whatever the case may be. So I mean, but
Philly, San
Philly,
Francisco,
San
another one of those
Francisco,
teams.
absolute. But congrats to Cal Hamilton for getting his bag. No, I know it's tough out here for the safety market to get a bag like that, but yeah, man, if anybody deserved it, man, he definitely was top of the list to get that $100 million deal. And
Man,
it's
that's
smart. They paid him early too. That's smart. They got it out the way before it
yeah.
becomes a big issue. You know what I mean? They smart.
Smart franchises. You need more smart franchises like the Eagles, like the Chiefs, like the Ravens, like the 49ers to a degree. When they catch on to that and they sign those players early.
Yeah,
You know,
it just sends a it's yes, you sign your players early, but it sends a good message around the league to potential free agents coming in and say, okay, I like this GM, I like this team, I like what they're doing from the outside. They take care of their people, and that's the main thing. And I think that's what a lot more franchises will need to do is take care of their people early. Like I'm not saying because I'm a homer, we took care of Max Crosby super early when John Spike got the job because hey, we know what's coming up down the line. Trey Hendrickson was up. TJ Watt was up. Micah's still fighting for his money right now. And you didn't want to get into a bidding war paying, a guy, not to say Max Crosby's not worth 45 million because he's worth every penny that he can get. But you didn't want to have to screw yourself out of 10 to $15 million by you waiting and playing chicken and not taking care of your people. So organizations that take care of their own, those are the normal organizations that stay playing in January and February because they do the right thing by their players and the players play hard for the organization and they produce results and more on top of anything. So I think kudos to the Ravens for always being on top of that. Yeah, man, well deserved by Kyle Hamilton.
yeah, that sets the bar now. So for the next safety that's just as talented, they're gonna be reaching for what he's getting. I don't know what it is per year. Uh, you probably know that more than I. I had to look it up,
I
but
haven't looked it up, but you're setting the market though. You're setting the market,
yeah,
but you
yeah,
have
yeah,
to, The thing about it is, you said Kyle Hamilton's an all pro safety. So you're going to pay your all pro players. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So that's the bar. If you want to get what Kyle Hamilton got, you got to be an all pro and he got to be a menace on the field at all three levels of the defense. So, but
definitely. The Vikings trading for the Panthers' Adam Thielen. Adam Thielen returns back where it all started. The Panthers will receive a 2026 fifth round pick and a 2027 fourth rounder, while the Vikings get Thielen and a conditional 2026 seventh round selection and a 2027 fifth round pick. Adam Thielen going back to where it belonged, man. And now he's got that gives JJ McCarthy another weapon. While who's my guy that's serving the 3 game suspension?
Addison.
Jordan Addison. While Jordan Addison is serving the 3 game right now, that gives you another weapon. So going down the stretch, now you got Justin Jefferson, assuming that his health is right about now, and then Addison, and then Hawkinson as well, and then Thielen. So there's somebody else out there. I think Jalen Naylor or somebody else
Naylor,
out there.
yes, yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, how do you feel about Thielen going back to Minnesota?
So I'm gonna look at this twofold, right? So for the Panthers side of it, I think it's a good move because you have two first round wide receivers in that room, and Xavier Legette and Ted McMillan. Also, you have Jalen Coker as well. He's emerged. So, and they're young. They're going to grow together. And Bryce is still young as well. So, he has a full array of weapons. And Tommy Tremble, and you know, he has a full of Jatavian Sanders. So he has a nice little young core to work with.
Yes.
So Adam Thielen was vital to Bryce Young after the bench, and after the benching last year, he was his go-to guy in the ball games they did win. Now I'm looking at it from Minnesota side. It's like, yes, Jordan Addison, he is gone for 3 games, right? But if I'm Kevin Stefanski in that organization and the GM, I can't pronounce his name, but it's right in front of my face now. JJ McCarthy coming in as a first year starter. Yes, we know Justin Jefferson is there. We know he's going to get majority of the targets, right? But can Adam Thielen be that security blanket and be that guy that he was for Bryce Young last year in his development going into 2024? Can he have the same impact on JJ McCarthy going to 2025? Because we all know first year rookie, you to start when not a first year rookie, but a first year as a starter after being out your rookie season. Your security blanket is Justin Jefferson. That's your go-to guy. But we all know Justin Jefferson, he's getting double teamed. They're going to roll coverage to Jettis, right? So that you getting the ball to him, you're going to have to scheme him open. Adam Thielen, on the other hand, they're not going to roll coverage to Thielen. So Thielen's going to be a little more open and have more catches, more possessions. He's going to move the chains with JJ, make him a lot comfortable, and also TJ Hawkinson as well. So that's the role I think that he will play for JJ this year. And I think it was a good move by Minnesota to bring him back home because we know he's probably not saying he's the odd man out there in Carolina, but we all knew he wanted the future. And to bring him back home where it all started at being an undrafted player as well, it's kind of a full circle moment. So I think it was a great move and it made sense for both sides to get something done to where we can help JJ, accelerate his process as a quarterback, and Bryce can take off and learn what he learned from Thielen and being a vet in the locker room and strive forward with his new guys and his new core that he has in 2025.
And that Minnesota team is looking a little sneaky, yo. I ain't gonna lie.
Ooh,
It just the quarterback situation has to be right. You look at everything that you said was spot on. Nothing else.
right,
You need a
right,
standing ovation after that.
right. And
But
it don't have to be. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
but just real quick, but also having Aaron Jones back there, a veteran running back, and then if he can't find anything there, then he can use his legs as well to to find something. So, but you go
Absolutely.
ahead.
But yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right, 100% about Aaron Jones. I didn't even mention him. He's a good receiving back out the backfield as well. But ultimately, it's like I lost my train of thought. I was going to say it's you stuff like this you have to do if you believe in a quarterback long term. And we all know this is a long term play for JJ. They didn't draft him in the top 15 for him to just be mediocre. And it's not going to be perfect by any means. That's my thought. That's where I'm at. It's not going to be perfect. You know what I mean? You just have to show incremental strides week by week because we all know the playbook is about this thick and
Yeah,
you're only getting about this much of it, right?
right.
So if he can just continue and progress and develop and hit your reads, and look can take a picture post snap and then pre snap and post snap can read the coverages or whatever the case may be, that's gonna stack. He's gonna stack good days, good practices, good games, and then before you know it, you could potentially have another Pro Bowl quarterback or another Sam Darnold season on your hand. Who knows? But man, once again, great moves for both sides.
Trey Hendrickson getting his big payday, adding 14 million to his current salary, and is going to reach to as much as 30 million with incentives. He didn't get the deal that he wanted to get, didn't get the extension, but this adds more money to his salary, and then he's a free agent next season, so he could go this year and potentially be another sack leader in the league, and potentially get that bag that he really wants. Even though he'll be what 31 or
Mm-hmm.
something, so that kind of puts that at risk. But and also, I think this doesn't offset the chances of the Bengals to re-sign him. You know, if they really wanted to. So, what's your thoughts about Trey? Just go ahead and settle in for the raise, the big raise this season.
I mean, he kind of put the pressure on the Bengals to do that, man. Like he actually said he held in and got a pay raise without really fussing. Imagine somebody coming, your employer coming to you saying, "Hey, we know you're making 16 right now, but my defense, we can't get you that long term extension." Okay, don't get me to the long term extension if you don't want to. We're gonna see how bad you look out here. And obviously, like I said, after that, what game was that? The Commanders game. I said they moving the ball too easy.
Mm,
He's sitting on the sideline. We got to
hmm
make something happen. So yeah, we what I believe this is Trey's last year in Cincinnati. He's going to cash out again in free agency. The Bengals, I don't, like I said, I don't. The Bengals are the Bengals for a reason. And it's kind of funny the two players that they were having most issues with, and they were so dead set on not paying or not doing this language in your rookie contract, they actually folded because they knew, hey, if we don't do this, it's not going to be just more than the fans coming down on our neck. It's going to be number 9 and number 1 and number 5 on the other side of the ball. That's like, hey, you want us to be the breadwinner to carry the team, but we can't do it all, man. We need some kind of defensive presence, and you know that the Bengals defense is not one to be raving about anyway. So imagine you not having Trey Hendrickson and Shamar Stewart as a rookie not coming through for you on the defensive line on September 7th. So I think it was a win-win for both Shamar and Trey. I think Trey should have got a long-term extension, but we know how Mike Brown and the Bengals are. They always do business a certain way, and I don't expect nothing like that to change. But they're going to be trying to replace Trey Hendrickson next year, and hope Shamar Stewart can take a big of a leap between year 1 and year 2, so he can be that supplement replacement for him and probably draft or sign somebody in free agency opposite side of Shamar Stewart if Miles Murphy doesn't pan out like they thought he would a couple of years ago in the first round.
That's another thing right there. Miles Murphy that was drafted in the first round, right?
20, yeah, yep. He's like 20. He's in the 20s in like
It was
2020.
the late 20s is a pick like that you take in the late first round that's not hit like that. I know some of them hit, some of them don't, but man, what would it be for Miles Murphy to get rolling, and then Shamar Stewart, and then you also have Trey Hendrickson. I mean, that front could. And if all of them get the rolling, we could be talking about something different. It's still the Bengals defense probably still be bad, but at least you'll have the production up front.
Absolutely.
Uh, Tim Patrick getting traded to the Jaguars and gives Trevor Lawrence another weapon in exchange for a sixth round pick for next year. So the Lions get an extra pick. Trevor Lawrence gets an extra weapon. How do you feel about that? Maybe Tim Patrick can Tim Patrick he's been quite productive.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give him that.
when he was with Denver, he was productive. Yeah, man, I like it for Jacksonville. Like I said, like we and I'll repeat this till I'm blue in the face, bro. Like this is all about Trevor Lawrence, making sure that he is, the guy that The Jaguars drafted back in 2020, whatever year it was, 2020, 2021. I'm not really sure. Because most
2021.
GM, yes, okay, yeah, thank you. You know, it'll be hard to, say that, hey, this one didn't work out. The Golden Boy didn't work out. So you're going to do everything in your power to make sure that he's good to go. And by, giving him ETN, have Tank Bigsby, having Travis, Brian Thomas, Patrick, the who's that tight end? I don't even know who that tight end is. That's crazy. Man,
Uh,
yeah,
producer, we
produce
gonna
look it up for us. But giving him ample weapons, I think it's a good move for Jacksonville. And then Detroit, man, we know they need help on the defensive side of the ball. So you just get more ammunition to get more shots at the draft next year. So win-win for both teams at this point in the preseason. And like I said, these trades is going down. Maybe some of these players, get cut. You're gonna cut them, but hey, who could I reach out to get something for them? Because I don't want to lose them for nothing, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? If you cut them, they can sign automatically. If you waive them, they got to clear waivers before you can get them back on your practice squad. So you want to get something in return when you can, even if it's just a 7th round pick. Hey, you never know what that 7th round pick may pan out to. So
And if you look at their room right there, because you asked who their tight end was, right?
mm-hmm.
Brenton Strange. I'm laughing at your reaction, but yeah, Brenton Strange. So I think this is what his second year going in.
Yes.
So he was a second round pick in 2023. Um, and he had 411 yards last year, 2 touchdowns. Okay, so maybe he can be something. Then you got Johnny Munt, and then you got Hunter Long as the other tight ends. Tim Patrick could be used as that. He's a big body, uh, possession type of guy. Um, throw it up and he go get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, that adds another weapon for him. Real quick, your thoughts on Micah Parsons laying down on the sideline while the game was going on.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. Like I don't like it. I don't like it because Micah's he's better than that, man. Like I don't like it, but then again, you're trying to make a statement and understand. Hey, I'm trying to trying to get some security here, man. It's just a bad look. It makes the Cowboys look like a bigger of a circus than what they already are. I just don't like it, man. And then your coach coming out saying you're gonna have a conversation with him and behind closed doors, and they probably was up in there fighting for real. And who knows, man? Like you don't know, man. I just hate it. That players, athletes that put their body on the line, um, that want their just due and worth every penny that they deserve to get, have to do stuff like this to get paid. Yes, it's more common for this to happen now, but I just say a caliber player like Parsons, he shouldn't have to go to that length to like get a point across or I don't know, man. It's weird, man. And from like I said on the business side, I'm looking at it from Micah's side. I'm gonna look at it from Jerry's side. Yes, everybody might say, Jerry, what are you doing? Go ahead and sign him. But like, Jerry's right, man. Look, you under contract for 3 more years. You got this year, and I can tag you twice if I want to.
Mm.
So if you don't, if so, I don't have to do anything. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I don't have to do anything, but I know he probably want to say something else, but I'm gonna leave it at that. But you mind, like you ain't going you ain't going nowhere, bro. Like chill out. But if there's been rumblings about Green Bay giving up 2 firsts plus some and giving up $45 million a year. Can I see that happening? No, because Jerry always works these things off with Micah. Maybe it's something that gets signed the night before. Who knows? Whatever the case may be.
They
I
always have a way of doing
They
something.
always have a way. Like Jerry said, it's like Jerry said, man. He's a businessman of at the beginning at the end of the day. He's a businessman. He gonna always do what's right with the Cowboys. Nobody's bigger than the Shield. So if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Hey, Mike, I got you for $24 million this year. That's 17, $18 million below market. TJ getting 41. So I mean, you can't do nothing about it. Just how first round picks are slotted and the fifth year options are slotted, or how fifth year options are program or whatever word you want to use. So I mean, there's nothing you can really do about it. Um, well, if I was Jerry, would I listen? Absolutely, I'll listen. But it gotta be worthwhile, man. It's like you giving up two ones, maybe a couple threes a player, and giving Michael $40 million $40 million a year. That's like six players. That's like six players. So it's like, do you want to make your roster better without a future first ballot Hall of Famer potentially, or do you want to take these six players and build out your roster? That's why we're where we are, and that's why where they are. We're it's entertainment for us, and all that's why they make those decisions. And all we do is criticize them, even though we have no clue what's going on inside the building. So,
Does he play week one?
this one felt a little different than the CD and Dak one. So I'm gonna say no. I don't think he plays. I don't think he plays, man. I think at some point, right? It's like what our grandmas and grandpas always say. You keep playing on the stove, you're gonna get burnt, right? Or you
Yeah.
keep poking at the bed will end up scratching you and fighting you back, right?
Yep.
I believe this time Jerry has played with his food too much, and he don't think that Michael is really serious. He one of them dudes like, look, I want my chicken. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna get it by hook by crook. I don't know if it's gonna be here. I don't know if it's gonna be in Green Bay. I don't know if it's gonna be. I ain't gonna say the other team because it might start a fight between me and you. But I want my money. Or whatever the case may be. And he put that big trade request out on Twitter 3 weeks ago,
Yeah.
and he has not backed down from anything that he said in that whatever 3 weeks ago. So I'm gonna take it as him saying, "Hey, I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. I don't want to play here anymore." You know what I mean? It's not like these players have more empowerment than anything in our generation. If a dude say, "Hey, I don't want, I'm requesting a trade," they doing it on social media. They scrubbing up social media. CD took all his Dallas Cowboy stuff down last year. He finally got his bag. These players, man. If I'm saying like this, if Jerry don't sign him, you can kiss the playoffs goodbye,
Mm.
and you can kiss Micah goodbye as well. Because if he's not there, they're not making the playoffs. I'm sorry, there is not. He's their best player on that team, quarterback or whatever. He's their best player, and if you don't have your best player on that team, you're not going nowhere, bro. Nowhere, because he cover up so much. He can do so much. Yeah, man.
Yeah. I got a feeling it's gonna get done. I
Think
hate
so?
to, I got a feeling we're gonna hear something next week. I don't know what it is. It could be a trade. It could be him getting signed. But the Cowboys, they always Jerry Jones always got a way of just working shit out or just
Yeah.
working stuff out.
Yeah.
Uh,
And by the way,
Amon,
if there is a trade, if a trade do go down or an extension go down, we will jump on and get our emergency pod and get our thoughts on it for sure. Just be on the lookout for that. Whenever it does happen, whether it's 8 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock at night, if we're available, we're definitely going to get on and talk about it for sure at some shape, form, or fashion. So
and if we ain't
be on
coming
the
into
lookout.
you, if we not coming to you that moment, we'll get to you that evening. Uh,
Absolutely.
Either way, it will get to you. Amari Cooper signing back with you guys 1 year, I think up to 6 million. How do you feel, Gino getting another weapon back? Amari returning back to where it belongs. Well, not exactly Vegas, but returning back to the franchise. How you feel about that?
Yeah, man, it's much needed, man. He's coming home. I think this is his last stop before he retires.
Yeah.
Um, he will bring a veteran. Amari's 31, but he's not your typical 31-year-old wide receiver. He still can do what he did when he was 27, 28. Think about it. He's bounced around Buffalo, Cleveland. He's been to a few teams. So I think he's going to help Dante and Jack Besh and that young receiving core out a whole lot. And think about it, Jacoby Myers is still there as well. So you have two proven veterans in the league that can help
For
you
now.
for now. I don't think he's going anywhere, by the way. I think they're going to get something done before the season happens because of Spytek has paid everybody else. And not unless there's an impasse to where they can't come up with something. Like I told you on conversation yesterday, me and you were talking, there's a reason why they drafted Dante Thornton and Jack Besh where they did, because eventually they were going to move on from Jacoby, not unless they have a change of heart. But I'm just going to say this, bringing in Amari Cooper amid the Jacoby Myers trade request it's not a coincidence. It just happens like that. They've been talking to Amari for a while. But more importantly, it gives some veteran leadership in the wide receiver room, giving up Geno another weapon. We all know how I know now how accurate Geno is with the ball. I didn't know before this year how good he was throwing the ball, but I seen it from afar, being in Seattle. But me seeing it up close in person, it's like, yeah, he can get the ball to where it need to go. So I think it's gonna help Genty out in the backfield, Mostert, Dylan Larbe, Zamir White, the offensive line. So I think it's a good move all the way around. It's a 1-year deal, like you said, for like 6.5. He still can route you up. He can get open, and he's gonna. If he gives me 800 yards, 900 yards, I think that's a good season for Amari, and the young boys behind him will definitely learn from him.
How you feel about your two rookies and Jack Besh and the other one? What's the other one?
Dante Thornton.
Dante Thornton. How do you feel about the those two wide receivers after the preseason?
I feel good about Dante Thornton. So here's okay. So here's the thing, right? I don't have any I'm not putting any expectations on those two this year. Yes, I know, everybody's excited. Dante Thornton is 6'5", run a 4.3. I'm excited for it as well. But we have to, temper our expectations. He's still a rookie. He's going to have growing pains, and hopefully he can learn on the job. Coming from Tennessee, we all know how people talk about Tennessee's offense or whatever the case may be. Hopefully he can. It seemed like he's working. He has some concentration drops here and there, and so he'll be fine. And Jack Besh, if he can get a little more separation, I think he'll be fine. And he's Jacoby Myers but younger. He's legit Jacoby Myers but younger. So I have a whole lot of promise for those rookies. And like I said, there's a reason why they took the two wide receivers. Just like you throwing darts at a board, man. After you get past round 3, you just don't know what you got. And Dante's been playing well in camp. He's a good run blocker there in the field. My boy Jack, he can catch in between the numbers. He can do the dirty work for you if you need to. So I'm excited for the two rookies, man. But I'm more excited for the two defensive tackles that we drafted. But that's here nor there. But that's my answer.
Caleb McGarry placed on season-ending injury reserve with a leg injury. I'm trying to pull it up who's behind him, but whoever is behind him, that's an opportunity for them. So, Spencer Rattler picked as the starting quarterback for the Saints to come to start this 2025 season.
Told you.
We kind of figured this would happen,
Mm-hmm.
because Tyler Shuck definitely didn't show enough to be dubbed as a starter. So now Spencer Rattler gets another opportunity under Kellen Moore's offense. How you feel about the move here?
I think it was the right move, and for obvious reasons. I know this is where we disagree on a whole lot of things. I know you more of I guess it's quarterback by quarterback basis. Throw the rookie in there, you know what I'm saying? See if he's your guy, and you're gonna have to get the live bullets anyway, so you might as well throw him in there. Well, I'm on the other hand, I'm like, you know what? He's a rookie for a reason. Let him learn. You picked him, and there's some. I'm not saying it's any controversy around the Tyler Shuck pick, but if he comes out and he plays bad, and he's your starter week 1, week 2, week 3, week 5, week 6, people will be saying, "Well, you had a chance to pick Shador right there. Why didn't you take Shador?" You know what I'm saying?
I mean, we
And
still say that.
we still saying that, but I think Spencer Rattler did enough. Spencer Rattler played well last year as well, and I think you just see what you got in Spencer Rattler. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he's the long term answer. I'm not saying Tyler Shuck is a long term answer, but right now you have to go with the guy that's more, that's pro ready, that done been in the fire as a rookie, to learn from his mistakes, and give you the best chance to win. And eventually we will see Tyler Shuck sometime this year. Yes, it's a second round pick. And we're going to see if he's worth, we're going to see if he's worth developing long term past this year. If not, then hey, where we're going to be picking in the draft, and we're going to move forward with another guy. So it's easier. It's easier to get from up under these quarterbacks than it was 15, 20 years ago, where you had to stick with them because of the amount of money you were paying them. So that's how I feel about that Saints situation.
As far as the rookie quarterback situation in this case, with the Saints got going on, Spencer Rattler was just a rookie last year.
Exactly.
So, he's going under a new offense, and who's to say he can't grasp this offense and take it to, I ain't saying, he's going to do spectacular things with it, but be productive in it.
Yeah.
Of course, they can keep adding pieces onto it. You got Alvin Kamara there. You got veterans there, to help him out and lead him around or lead him on the way. So, but yeah, I definitely didn't think Tyler Shuck deserved, especially with the way it was around preseason and training camp. No, I didn't think he needed to be the starter. Uh, Spencer Rattler deserved it. I think that's a good move for him. We'll see what happens when they play. Who do they play week one? They got
Producer
they got Arizona. They got
Arizona.
Arizona week one. So who's to say the Saints can't come out with a win on week one? We'll discuss that next week. When we had the show.
Yep.
So that's I think, oh, you want to talk about Kenny Pickett? Kenny Pickett being traded to the Raiders. Just if this Geno experiment don't work, or pray he doesn't, get hurt or anything like that. This could be another guy coming in, being that AOC is Aiden O'Connell is out for 6 to 8 weeks. So the kid, what do you feel about the Kenny Pickett trade, real quick?
I mean, I'm okay with it because he's been in the league for a while. He's a veteran. Um, so I understand, why they went that route, and Cleveland had a surplus of quarterbacks. They weren't going to keep four quarterbacks on their roster. Um, so I mean, after Geno, we didn't have anybody. Pickett has won games. He's won some games for you,
Yeah.
but it's not like, can you hold a fort down for 2 games if something happens? And I believe he can. Because Cam Miller wasn't ready to be QB2 yet, as you can tell during the preseason. So he needs some time to develop, and he's on our practice squad. So he cleared waivers, so he's still developing. So we needed somebody to come in, and if something happened, to hold us down for a couple games. I would have liked to seen call Ryan Tannehill or somebody like that. But whatever was out there, you get what you can get. And at that time, they thought Kenny Pickett was the best option. So, if they like it, I love it, regardless.
Uh, all right. So that concludes everything. I think we pretty much touched on the things that we wanted. Anything that you wanted to touch on before we get up out of here?
No, man, nothing I wanted to touch on. Besides, hey, college fans, the guys that are big college guys, this is your weekend, week one. We get the bangers this week.
You
Um,
you want to pick some games real quick?
we can.
Uh,
For
we'll
me,
we'll we'll go maybe next week. We'll go more in depth with college, being that it's so late and everything.
yeah.
Uh,
But for
but
me, you know me, Larry. I'm always thinking ahead. I'm looking at, and it's kind of a sickness and a disease I got. It's crazy. I'm looking at the 2026 class already for the league. So I'll be more focused on paying attention to the quarterbacks. I'll be paying close attention to the Clemson guys, the quarterbacks, and of course Arch Manning watch as well. Because we know Jeremiah Smith and Ryan Williams, they're not even eligible next year, so we'll
Right.
see them in 2 years. So I'm definitely looking at the Clemson guys, Arch watch, and all the quarterbacks this year.
I was about to say, not your boy, not you, not naming your boy Drew Allen.
Oh, that's my guy. Yeah, I'm gonna stick by Drew Allen. People might not like him, but I like Drew Allen. That's my guy. But I got my opinions on him down the line when we get to that point. But yeah, man, I'm excited for college ball to start, man. Clemson and LSU 7:30 Saturday night. So you know I'm gonna be at. I'm gonna be locked in. Ohio State and Texas at 12 Saturday. So you know I'm ducking out of work early. I'm going out the back door. They ain't even gonna see me. I'm out of there. Um, yeah, man, this is just a good time for me to prepare for the college football season and prepare for the draft next year, which I'm a very big fan of the draft, as you cannot tell already. So yeah, Caleb Downs will be out this next year. There's a whole lot of dollars coming out next year, man. I'm excited. I'm giddy right now, man. It's just kid on.
Yeah, yeah. You got Virginia Tech and South Carolina with the North Sellers. So that'll be Sunday. That's my
Shane
birth.
Beam. Ooh, happy birthday. Shane
Yeah.
Beamer versus his daddy's team from back in the great 80s and 90s. Ooh.
Yes. Number six Notre Dame and at Miami.
Mm,
That's another game.
that's a
Bill
classic.
Bill Belichick on Monday. So
Mm,
there could be a chance where we come to you guys two times next week to uh, cover everything from the college football standpoint, and then we get ready for next week. I
it's
think we'll
Thursday.
next Thursday. We'll come to you on Wednesday to preview everything for week one. Get you ready for week one. We'll preview every game, give you all of the analysis that you need. It's gonna be a big show.
Yeah.
And then we got Sunday Night Hype with Rob. Well, I don't know if you want to or not, but hey, if you do, let's go. That'll be like next Sunday night. But we got a lot of things coming up, man, and just get excited about this football season. We here. So, any last thoughts before we get up out of here, man?
Yeah, man. I'm gonna tell you this right there, man. If we lose on next Sunday, I ain't coming on the Sunday night hype because I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be pissy. I ain't even coming. Don't even call me week one. I ain't coming. But nah, man, I'm just joking. But yeah, man. I'm just excited, man. I'm glad everybody's team. Everybody feel good about their team week one. All 32 teams got a chance to win Super Bowl week one, or at least feel that way until reality kick in September 7th at 1 o'clock when you get smacked in the mouth. You're like, oh, okay. Look forward to next year, but man, I'm happy for everybody for the most part. And another thing before we get up out here, this preseason has been good to all 32 teams. There has been no major injuries besides Rashawn Slater in LA. So thank God, no other big names, no quarterbacks, or nothing like that has gotten hurt. So the injury guards have been relatively good to the whole league itself in general. Their main guys. So yeah, man, that's another blessing, another win for us to get your teams at full strength. Now going forward. So other than that, man, that's all I got.
Also, another thing that you were talking about, was talking about the college, as we were talking about college, getting ready for like the draft next year. We got our big board that we got to continue to fill out. So
Mhm.
which gets us prepared for next year's draft, and we can keep bringing y'all that draft coverage and our analysis. And I'm excited. I can't wait for it, man.
Mhm.
Thank you for everybody that tuned in. I know I'm off my Facebook right now, but we will share this link to the Facebook. Um, but we'll come to you guys next week. And until then.